Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday morning yoga. So we're going to get started. For those of you jumping on, just grab a mat or a towel, whatever works best. For those of you, if you miss it, I'm going to upload this onto my YouTube channel and to make it easier to download. So if you do happen to go onto my YouTube channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. Yay! Because I'm like, that's just cool. So we're going to do a little bit of a chest opener and a hip opener today. So again, if you're jumping on, it's our live yoga class. So if you've got, and if you need to either sit on blocks, hold on, I don't have mine, of course. Why would I do that? Or bolster. I'm going to use my handy dandy block. So we're going to sit on your block if you need to. If you have cushions, you don't have yoga blocks, and you've got a cushion and you want to just pop them up, use a couch cushion, that's totally cool. So we're going to just sit. Make sure that your knees are a little bit apart. We're going to take in some deep breaths. We want to breathe into the belly, expand the lungs. So just place your hands, and we're going to breathe in through your nose and then breathe out through your mouth. So we're going to inhale and exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Let's go one more. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, we're going to take the arms above, so a nice big swoop up. And exhale. Pull them down and behind you, tap your toes. And again, inhale, lift. And then exhale. Pull them back behind you and tap your toes. Going to go one more. Inhale up. And exhale, pull it behind you and tap your toes. Good. We're going to place your hands back onto your thighs. And again, we're sitting up on a cushion or your bolsters. And we're going to inhale, roll your shoulders up, pull them back and down. Bring them up, inhale, pull them back and down. And again, inhale up, pull them back and down. So again, we're just going to slowly start to open that chest. We're going to go one more. And pull them back and down. Now we're going to go the other way. So we're going to inhale, come forward. Good. We want that whole shoulder girdle to move. Good. And we're going to inhale, pull them up and forward. And we got one more. And we're going to go up and forward. Good. So we're going to loosen up the neck a little bit. We've done this before. So you're going to take your fingers. You want to take the middle finger on top of your ear. We're not pulling. It's like a claw. It's going to go over your head. Yeah, okay. So we're going to just let this left arm hang, right hand onto the head, and gently pull over. And then, so your whole body's going to lean slightly, and then pull your head gently, like gently. Good. Okay, just breathe. You don't need to pull this hard. Really just kind of the weight of your hand and your arm is enough to stretch out the upper trap. So everybody gets a little bit tight there. Now we're going to rotate your face up. Okay, so we're going to apply that pressure. Again, we're not laying the hand on your head. You're cupping it. So gentle pull, and now we're going to go up gently. Okay, and then you're going to feel that stretch comes down through the front of the SCM, which is just sternocleidomastoid. I know, super fun to spell. Okay, another breath in here. Okay, and then as we exhale, rotate your face back to the camera and release and come up. Okay, so we're going to let that right arm drop. We're going to take the left middle finger above the ear, cup your head, not laying your hand, lean over slightly, and gently pull. Good, and breathe. And again, we're not turning down. We're not twisting, faces forward. So if you're like facing your phone, whatever your screen, faces forward. Okay, now we're going to turn up 45-degree angle. So take your nose and we're going to turn gently up. You don't have to go far. Don't strain the neck. Just look with your eyeballs up to the ceiling. Okay, and then you're going to twist, come back. Release and come out. Okay, just kind of wiggle it out, shake it out. So if you're able, we're gonna like open that chest a little bit. So if you're able to interlock your fingers behind you, do that. If you can't, So if you can't go all the way around and grab onto your elbows, you're going to just place your hands behind your back, and then we're going to just pull your shoulder blades back to lift the chest, yeah? So we're just going to lift here. We want to open up, and then just focus on the breath as we're lifting the chest, and then slowly start to slide your hands into across the forearms. So then you can just like slowly start to pull. Don't overkill here. And we're going to just lean back slightly, not with your chin, but lift the chest. Okay. Keeping the chest lifted, we're just going to breathe into that. Allow your shoulder blades to come together. So, ladies, imagine your bra straps. You're going to kind of try to pull them together, right? Because they sit across your shoulder blades, yeah? So, as you're pulling your shoulder blades down and together, imagine your bra straps are coming together in the center. Then eventually you can work your way across so that my fingers grabbing onto your elbows. And again, pull down and together. We're just going to hold this. If you feel tingling, release it, come out of it a little bit. There should be no tingling in the arms or the fingertips. Okay, and again, we're just going to breathe and hold. Allow the opening to happen. Actively pull the shoulder blades together, gently. Lifting the sternum. So imagine if you're wearing a pendant and it was sitting on your chest, you're going to lift it from there. Now we're going to try to pull the abdominals in. Imagine you're wearing a corset and you're tightening that corset. That's the transverse abdominal. We want to hold that in. Okay? Yeah, we're going to hold for it. Take one more breath in. Then we're going to exhale and we're going to release the hands. Place them back onto your toes. So again, if you're sitting on a block like I am, let's tilt this down just a smidge so you guys can see where we're at. Right, so you're going to place your hands behind. It's a modification for a camel. So we're going to pull those shoulder blades back, lift the chest. So actually actively push your fingertips down into your toes, down into the balls of your feet. Actively pull the shoulder blades back. Now we're going to exhale and release, come forward into a child's pose. We're going to release that. Curl in at the waist. Actually, let me move everything back so you can see exactly what I'm doing. We're still on the block. Okay, this is probably better. So as we come forward, we're curling in, extend the arms and drop the forehead. Okay, actively push your hands down into the floor. Keep the arms completely straight. You still have the block under your butt for support. Take a breath in here. Okay, as you exhale, slide your hands back towards your knees, press into your palms, and we're going to come up. Okay, so hold your block. I'm just moving so you guys can see me better. Okay, so we're going to continue to sit on your block. If you're able and your knees are good and your hip joints are fine and you want to sit on your bum, by all means do that. If you need a little bit more leverage, do that. You want to make sure that you're not too tight in the knees. So again, we're going to place your hands on so your fingers are on your toes, and we're going to roll back, lift the chest. So you're really squeezing those shoulder blades together. Push your rib cage chest out. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to do that whole move again. So we're going to pull in, curl forward, extend your arms, drop your forehead down. Okay? So we're just prepping because we're going to go into puppy pose. Okay, so one more breath in. As you exhale, slide your hands back to in front of your knees, press into your palms, and come up. Good, we're going to do that one more time. Roll your shoulders back, place your fingertips on your toes, pull your shoulder blades back, lift your sternum. So it's right here, like right where the pennant would sit. You're going to lift that up on a diagonal. Big breath in, and exhale. Curl in, tuck, extend your arms. Arms are active. Press the fingertips down into your floor. Drop your forehead. Take a breath. There we go. As we exhale, slide your hands back to your knees. Press into your palms. And come up. Okay, hold your position. We're going to do one more to open up the shoulders before we go into puppy pose. So we're going to take your left arm up, or sorry, right arm up, my apologies. Your left hand is up, and you're gonna cup your hand around your wrist. Okay, and we're gonna inhale and lift over to the side. So it's a little bit of a side bend. Go one more breath in. And exhale, come back to center. So now we're going to take your right hand, cup it around the left wrist. And as you inhale, reach over to the side. One more breath in. And release. Okay, so we're going to remove that block if you're able. If you want to hold on to it, that's totally fine. As we go into puppy pose, it's a big opener through your shoulders, through the front of the chest. And we're going to just take this nice and slow. So we're going to make sure, I move my hair. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. So same, we're starting in tabletop. Now, as we go forward, your butt stays in the air. You're actually walking your arms forward. So I'm going to turn my camera down so you guys can see. Oh, I need a cameraman or something. That would be cool. If I had a cameraman, how fun would that be? All right, here we go. So as we go forward, it's a huge opener. Just be careful. As you go forward, you can stop on your elbows. I'm going to show you a modification. As you go forward, you're going to walk your hands out so the body lengthens. If this is where you are in your puppy pose, be here first, and then you can drop. So ideally what we're doing is dropping the chest and bringing your chin to the floor. If you're able to go deeper, that's deep into the shoulder, and then slowly just breathe it in, and then you're dropping your chin, laying your forearms on the floor. Drop your forehead first. We're going to hover here and breathe. We're here for like 6 breaths. So modify as you need to. Push your hips backwards. So you're going to feel that lengthening in the body. If it's too much on your shoulders, you're going to come up. If you can deepen it, you're going to lift your head slowly. Let the chest fall to the mat gently, and place your chin on the mat. Don't strain to get into this position. So if you're still modifying and you're on your elbows, then do that. We go 2 more breaths here. Okay, so now tilt your head, come onto your forehead, walk your hands back, place your forearm and your elbow on the floor. Next one down, pull your shoulder blades back. You're going to press yourself up, hand and hand. So now we're back into tabletop. Okay, so we're going to do a cat and camel. We did this last week. And then we're going to go back into puppy pose. So make sure your hands are directly below your shoulders. So if you missed it last week, we're going to take it slow. So you're going to arch your back, right? So when you arch your back, your butt goes up, the tailbone. I know, I say the weirdest things so you remember what to do. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Nothing to see, nothing to hear there. So we're going to lift your chest, not your chin. This is a no, this is a yes. So as you take a breath in here, then we're going to tuck your tailbone under, arch the back like a cat, push into your palms, drop your chin, look through your knees. Your feet are actively pushing down into the mat. Okay, and then we release. As you breathe in, we're going to flex the spine, arch the back, lift the chin, lift the chest, not the chin. Take a big breath in here. And again, tailbone goes under first, roll it under, arch the back. You're going to protract through those shoulders. So this is retraction, protraction. Tuck your chin down to your chest, look through your knees. Okay, we're going to speed that up as we inhale and exhale, roll it out. Okay, and again, inhale and exhale, roll it out. We're going to do one more. Inhale and exhale, roll it out. We're going to come back to neutral. Now we're going to do another shoulder opener before we go back into puppy pose. So you're going to put your hand like a saw, And you're going to actively slide. We're not twisting the whole body. You're just reaching as you drop down onto the right shoulder, and drop your head if you can. Your left hand and elbow stays in the air, and you're actively reaching your fingers that way, away from your body, so that you're feeling that stretch in the shoulder. One more breath here. All right, we're gonna pull your abs in, push into your left hand, come back up, place your hand. So I'm gonna be turning away from the camera, but we're gonna take the left hand like a saw, so your pinky finger is on the floor. You're starting from here and slide through and drop down onto the left shoulder. Drop your head if you're able. Keep your right elbow in the air and breathe. Okay, here we go. Press into your right hand and come back up. Okay, so from here we're going to go back into that puppy pose. So your hips are going to stay over your knees, and we're going to walk it out gently and slowly. Modify as you need to. So as we go forward, you're walking your hands forward. This is a start point. You can drop to your elbows and hover here if you need to. If you're going to extend the posture, be very gentle, please. And slide your hands forward, and then your body's going to drop. So the forearms are going to come down. Breathe into it. Allow the chest to fall to the floor. If you're able, you're planting your chin. If not, tilt and drop your forehead. And breathe. It's a very big opener for the shoulders. So if you happen to be tight, please be gentle with yourself. Okay, we're holding for 2 more breaths. All right, so we're going to slide her back. So pull your abdominals in, slide your elbows back, coming back into the modification. Left hand, right hand. Okay, now we're just going to roll those shoulders around, loosen them up a little bit more. Now we're going to roll them the other way. It's always a treat. Trying to rotate the opposite direction is always a little bit tough to do. And then just shake them out. Okay, so we're going to roll your toes under. If you need a block, you're going to do this. Grab your block, but you're going to stretch your feet. Yeah, it's bad as it sounds, actually. So roll your toes under, and then we're going to lean back slightly. We're going to keep the hands on the floor because it's a really super tight stretch. If you can't do it, don't kill yourself over trying to stretch your feet, but you should be stretching your feet. So we're going to come forward again, and then we're going to drop back. So pushing, just let your butt drop back down to your heels. And remember, your toes are rolled under. And we're going to go back, and we're going to come forward, and we're going to do one more. Then we're going to work on the forearms and the wrists. Nobody loves it. Nobody loves it. All right. And breathe. Come forward. Okay, readjust a little bit. So from here, what we're going to do is actually turn your hands inward. So turn your hand. Yeah. So in case you missed that, fingertips are now here. And then fingertips are out. Fingertips are out. So we're going to do that a couple more times slowly. Take your left hand. We're going to roll it outward. So you're rolling in an outward position. Place your palm. So now your fingertips are pointing towards your knee. Take your right hand, fingers outward, and then your left forward, right forward. Okay, we're going to do it again. I think my mic shut off again. Okay, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. Oh, turning it off. Yeah, I don't know. So let's hopefully you guys can still hear. Maybe somebody can come on and let me know. All right, so we're going to speed this up a little bit. So left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. One more. Left, right, left, right. Okay, so now we're going to walk your hands out a little bit more. Now we're going to turn the left one in and the right one, and we're going to lean back to feel that stretch, and then come forward. And then lean back and come forward. Lean back and come forward. Let me see what everybody's saying. You can hear? Awesome. Thank you. All right. So we're going to do one more. Ooh, my position. One more. Lean back and come forward. Okay. So now we're going to release those hands. Whew. Come back. Shake it out. Roll them out a little bit. It's a lot of work, and our forearms tend to get really, really tight because we're on the computer all the time. So we're just going to shake them out and then press them out. All right. So I want to do one more hip opener. We're going to do a modified camel. So place your feet. We're going to come up onto your knees. So we're here. I know you can't see my head. That's okay. So with our hips above, we're going to just do a modify. We're going to add on to this each week. So what we're going to do is place your hands behind you into the small of your back. Okay, so we want to have that support. Now, we're going to make sure that our knees are a little bit wider than our hips, so our hands are here. And then you're going to squeeze your butt, contract your quads, and push forward. Only go where your body will allow you. So we're going to lift. Make sure that your hands are back. Squeeze your butt and just press gently. Okay, take a breath here. Now we're going to exhale, press back into child's. Take your knees wide, extend your arms, and drop your forehead. Good, so you're actively pressing your hands into the floor. Let your head drop. You're going to rest. One more breath. All right, we're going to slide your hands back, place your hands in front of the knees, and press yourself up. Okay, you're going to swing around onto your butt. We're going to extend the legs out. And it's going to shake them out a little bit. So what we're going to do is a front forward bend, and you're going to bend your knees. So when we're doing a front forward bend, you always want to start with a little bend in the knee. We're going to go from the hip, not the waist. As you lift and pull yourself forward, your two fingers are going to wrap around the big toes. We're going to lift that chest. Your belly is touching your thighs, and you're pulling your knees to chest towards your knees, and breathe. Actually, so as everything starts to let go, you can start to slowly walk your butt cheeks back. You're going to feel that lengthening in your hamstrings, but don't let the back go. So the back stays straight, shoulders pulled back, and then just use your hands to gently pull yourself down. Okay, we're just going to breathe into this, and then we're going to do a bit of a hip opener, which I love, which I think is super fun. I know. All right, let's hold for 2 more breaths. Walk your butt back. Take a breath. Okay, and then as you gently pull yourself forward, 1 more breath. All right, you're going to release your hands, place your hands at your hips, pull your shoulder blades back. We're going to swing your legs around. We're going to come up onto your hands and knees. If you need to fold up your mat, if you find this to be too much, just create some padding in your mat. So you can fold it up as many times as you need to. So we're going to be on your knees for a few seconds. So if you need more padding, that's what you're going to do. Now, I don't, so I'm just going to pull it back because it scares me. Okay, so what we're going to do from here is we're going to start with your left foot, and you're going to bring it forward. Now, when you come forward, you want to make sure that your foot is more forward than your knee, okay? So this part, like you're in a neutral, this is a neutral position. We want to push that foot more forward. So we're here, and then we're gonna drop the hips forward. So from here, hold your position. You're gonna arch your back slightly, so we're lifting the chest, and you're gonna feel that pull in the hamstring. Now all we're going to do is shift that weight. Take a deep breath, and if your body doesn't allow it, listen to what your body's telling you, right? So as we come forward, we're rolling over the top of the right knee. We're shifting the weight into the left foot. So you can actually, if you want to deepen it, you can lift this foot. Hard stretch on the hip, on the thigh. Okay? If not, we're just resting it here. Make sure if you need padding, you've rolled your mat underneath. If your fingers are sore, make a fist. Creates a little bit more height. And we're just going to hold. All right, so as we press back, pull the abdominals in and take a breath in. Exhale, push your bum back. Straighten out the left leg. You're going to come up on your fingertips, lift your toes, and you're going to feel that stretch through the hamstring. So we're going to arch the back a little as you push the chest forward. All right, and release. Okay, now we're going to pull that knee back. We're going to switch sides. Bring your right foot forward. And again, your foot is more forward than your knee. And we're dropping forward. Okay, shoulders are pulled back. Flattening out your back. And you're really just pushing your chest forward as you drop. And again, it's a big opener through the hip and the hip flexor. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can lift that foot. Hard kills. So tight. All right. Take another 2 breaths here. Okay, here we go. As we exhale, push your butt cheeks back. You're tilting the foot, straightening out the leg. Come up on your fingertips to hold the back so it's straight. 1 breath. And then as we exhale and release, and then pull your knee back. Now, we're going to go into something that's a little bit more advanced, so be careful. When we come forward, and again, roll your mat up under your knees if it's too much. We're going to bring your foot forward. So now you're at a full 90-degree angle here. And then you're going to tuck your butt cheeks under, and you're going to feel that stretch when you tuck your hips under. So shoulders in line with your hips, hips in line with the knee. The knee that's on the floor is the working knee, the working thigh, as you tuck your hips under. Now we're going to create a little bit of a movement. Arms are going to go up and the hips are going to go forward. So I'm going to demonstrate first. So as we go up, inhale and exhale. Okay, inhale and exhale. So we're going to do 2 more here. So push, tuck your butt cheeks under, tucking the tailbone. Here we go. As we inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to hold. Okay, hold that hip. We're just breathing. Now, if you're feeling that down the front of the thigh, you should be. It's a really big stretch and opener through the front thigh. So we're going to release your hips a little bit. So you're tucking your butt cheeks back. We're going to swing that left leg around. Bring your right foot over. Yeah, I almost fell over there. So make sure, again, you've got the padding under your knee as you need to. Your foot, everything's at a 90-degree angle, and we're tucking the hips under. Okay, and just hold before we do our movement. Okay, here we go. We're going to do 2. Actually, let's do 3. So as we inhale, lift, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Good. Now again, just hold, tuck your hip under, and again, you're going to feel that stretch. We're holding for 3 more breaths. Last breath. Okay, and release your hips. Just let your butt drop. Okay, so bring your hands down, swing your legs around. We're going to get comfy on the mat, and we're going to do what's called a frog, and we're going to modify. So we're going to go down first onto our bellies. So lower yourself down. Let's do So we're gonna go into Sphinx first, Cobra, and then we'll do the frog. So you want to make sure that your elbows are directly below your shoulders and your hands are in line. From here, what we're looking to do is stretch the abdominals. So your feet are just directly back. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Now the lift comes from the sternum. Like, remember I talked about that pendant? So if your pendant was sitting right here, we're going to try to lift that pendant upward in this motion this way, right? So as you lift your body in a motion like a wave, it's going to allow the erector to stretch out. So we're going to pull those shoulder blades back, lift the chest up, and we want to feel that stretch. So we're lengthening the legs by pointing the toes. Push the tops of your feet down into the mat. And then pull the shoulder blades back and lift your sternum straight up. Now, for some of you, this may be where you're at, and you're going to hover here. If we want to advance this, we're going to take it into a Cobra, and we're going to go up in threes. Go up 1/3 of the way, come back down, 2/3, come back down, all the way up. So I'll demonstrate. So if you want to stay in Sphinx, do that. If you want to try it, you're going to place your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to roll your shoulders back, actively pointing your toes, contract your quads. Here we go as we inhale, using your back to come up 1/3 of the way, and then exhale. And again, use your back and then slightly push into your hands as we come up 2/3 of the way, and then exhale, and then all the way again, actively using your back as you inhale, press into the arms, lifting the chest, the hips stay on the floor, your thighs stay on the floor, you're pulling up, drop the chin, roll your shoulders back, press into your hands, one more breath here, and then exhale, everybody release, roll your toes under and press back into child's pose, take your knees wide, and drop your head. All right, one more breath in. As you exhale, drag your hands back to your front of your knees, press yourself up. We're going to come forward onto your belly again, and we're going to go into a frog, which I'm still personally working on. It's a little tight, super tight. So we're going to modify and do one leg at a time. So what you're going to do is bring your leg up. Let me go this way so you can actually see. So everything's in a line. You're bringing your knee up so it's in line with your thigh, and your foot is directly down. Now, ideally, let me rotate back. Ideally, both hip bones should be on the floor. Mine are not. Mine are not even freaking close. It's because I'm really tight, and the adductors in the groin in the front of the hip. So what tends to happen is we walk a lot, sitting a lot, the front of our body gets really, really tight. We have to stretch it out to balance ourselves out a little bit more. So if you're finding you have a lot of back pain, a lot of pulling in the back of the hip, it's usually because the front is super tight, and because the front is super tight, it's pulling on the back, and there's no release or relaxation for that muscle and the tendons back there. So we're just going to hold this. So you can be up. If you want to take this deeper and you want to extend your arms out, go ahead. I'm too tight. There's just no way. My body's not going to do it, so I'm not even going to demonstrate it. But if you want to, your arms are going to be straight out and your forehead's down on the floor. And we're going to hold this for about 8 more breaths. Okay, so again, always listen to your body. And again, just because I'm an instructor doesn't mean my body doesn't get tight. So that's just the way it goes, actually. So your body will tell you what it's going to do on any given day. All right, so we have probably one more breath here. So all we're going to do is push your foot back, right? Wiggle the hips a little bit. Now, we're going to bring up the other side. And again, same ideal. Now, obviously, if your hips are super loose and you're really good, obviously both legs are going to come straight out. You can go into the full posture. But I actually only started working on this a couple of days ago because I didn't realize how tight I was getting. And then I tried it. Whew, crazy. So we're just going to hold. And again, Ideally, like my hip is lifted on this one side. This one's not as tight, but your hip bones should both be flat. Like your hips should be flat. So if you're wondering where your position is, I currently have my left hip bone jabbing into the floor because I'm tight. But if your hips are balanced and everything is good, you're going to feel the tips of your hip bones onto the floor and you're flat. Equal weight, both sides. That's where you want to be. I'm not there. So again, if you're here and you want to advance this out and extend your arms, nope, not going to do it there either. And just hold. We're going to hold for like 6 more breaths. And then I will show you exactly how tight I am, and we can give it a go. In a modification, you'll need your pillows, because there is a way to do this with a huge modification. Okay, so we're going to go 1 more breath, and then you're going to push your foot to the back. So just push it down and over. So hold on, don't move, or grab your pillows. I have a bolster for this. Okay, so if you've got your bolsters, this one's higher and more firm for me, so I'm going to go on here, and we're literally going to straddle this. So if you've got pillows, blankets, fold them up, roll them up, depends on how tight you are. You're going to just sit your pelvis here, bring my bolster here, or blocks, or books, whatever. And now we're bringing our knees up. That's tight. Like super tight. Okay, so everything's out at a 90-degree angle. So now I'm lifted off the floor like 4 inches. That's how tight my inner thighs are. The knee's coming out from the hip. Your foot's going straight down from your knee. And then I've got my pillow, my other bolster for my shoulders to keep them up and above my hips. So again, you can use a pillow, like all your pillows, roll up your blanket, put books if you don't have your bolster, improvise, because that's what we do. All right, to deepen this, all you really are going to do is remove and lower your arms. For me, that's absolutely enough of a movement. We're going to come out of this because I really can't handle it anymore. So gently press back left, press back the right, and I'm just going to roll off. All right, so swing yourself around. Now that we've got the groin open, we're going to open up the groin and the adductors a little bit more before we finish off. And we're going to bring your feet in for a sitting cobbler's pose, and then you can hold on to your feet, around your feet, on your ankles, or under, whatever works best for you. I always advise people to try multiple because some works better for others. There's not one specific, but when you're here, you're gonna press your elbows. As you can see, my knees go down. So you're gonna press those elbows down to pull your shoulders away from your ears and press the knees down towards the floor. If you're the happy, lucky person that your knees drop to the floor, kudos. I'm not that girl. Not at all. Okay, so as we come forward, it's a tilt from the hip, not the waist. And you want to lengthen as you come forward. And as we pull the chest forward, and the chin is coming down towards the floor in front of our feet. And if you're that person that can put your chin on the floor, send me a photo. Super fun. All right, so just breathe it out. And then we're going to go into a sitting twisted posture. And then we're going to go into corpse. Okay, so 1 more breath. Okay, and pull your shoulders back. Lift your body. Hands under the knees. Pull them together. Extend your legs. Shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to do that last sitting twisted posture. So you're going to bend your knees, plant your feet. Your right arm is going to go under. Grab onto your left like you're going to thread a needle. Pull it through. Your left knee is in line with the hip. Your left foot is over by your right butt cheek. And we're going to cross. So we're not going to twist. It's been a lot of an opener. So we're just going to hover here. Place your hands. If you need to lean back into this, lean back into it. Ideally, we want both sides of the bum on the floor and your foot on the floor before we do anything else. Okay, and just breathe. All right, so we're going to uncross and switch sides. So we're going to take that foot over, your foot out. Same idea, left under, grab onto the right like you're threading a needle, pull through, knees in line, and cross over. And again, if you need to lean back to get both sides of your butt cheek on the floor and your foot, you're going to do that. If you're sitting parallel, then you're going to do that. And then just breathe. One more breath. Okay, as you exhale, we're going to uncross. If you need a pillow, you want a blanket, we're going to go into corpse for a few minutes before we finish off with some deep breath work. Okay, so you're just going to uncross, hands behind, roll yourself down, extend your legs, and rest. Drop your arms to the side. As we come out of corpse, you're going to bend your legs, plant your feet. If you want to stay in corpse, please do so. You're going to roll to your side and sit up. And again, if you want to stay in corpse, please do that. To do a couple of deep breaths, you're going to just sit cross-legged, plant your hands. We're going to breathe in through your nose, force the air out through the mouth. So you want to press that air up and out. Here's what inhale. And again. Breathe it out. 2 more. Inhale. Last one. Bring your hands to prayer. Namaste. Great work, everybody. Thanks for joining. And again, I'm going to bring this up onto my YouTube channel. So if you want to download it from there, you can do that. Have a great Friday. And if you want to go back into corpse, please do so. But on that, we're out, and I'll see you later.